What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today we're over here. I'm going to show you guys a new wizard build. It's a frost build. I'm using Ray of Frost with Sleet Storm. Basically, what that's going to do is like put this huge like aura of like frost stuff around me, and it kills stuff really easily. It's going to be like your main attack, basically. You use a Sleet Storm glyph with it. Then you use Blizzard with what's it called? It's Snowbound, and the reason you use that is obviously it just reduces the arcane cost just a huge amount. Stark Winter is like a really good one, but it's just you can't compare it to Snowbound in terms for this build because you're going to be clicking Blizzard everywhere and it would just cost too much arcane power. Familiar with Starkflint, that's pretty standard. I'm just using that for damage. I'm using Energy Tap for more arcane power. You can use Pinpoint Barrier if that's not a problem, or you can use Prismatic Armor, or if you're dying all the time. But Energy Tap is what I'm using because I don't have any arcane power and crit in my gear. The magic weapon is just a you can use Force Weapon. The reason I'm not using it is basically I as I said before, I'm having arcane power problems, and then I'm using Arcane Orb. This is an optional one. You can either use Arcane Orb-Frozen Orb, and I'm gonna go over in another video like a build based completely around Frozen Orb. But basically, you can switch out Arcane Orb with Frozen Orb, I guess you could say, with Archon, and that's actually what I do usually. Use Astral Presence, Blur, and Glass Cannon. Astral Presence gives you more. What's it called? What the hell am I even thinking? It gives you more arcane power, and you switch out Blur for Cold Blooded. It just kind of depends. For gear. As you can see, I would use that item, but I just lose too much DPS. I didn't find it worth it. But other than that, like I have pretty high stats. I'm gonna be doing most of this video on Torment 2, and that's pretty easy. In terms of Paragon points, I just have maxed out movement speed, and as soon as I max that out, I just put in some intelligence. Probably should get arcane power or something. Critical hit damage. You don't really want to do attack speed. In my opinion, because basically the faster you attack, the faster you run out of arcane power, so you want to focus on big hits. You know, if anybody did the Witch Doctor Fire Bats, same idea. And I got life on hit too, just because you're hitting a lot of targets. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. And we're going to get right into the action here, as I said. And I'll show you guys how this build plays out. As you can see, right here, like Frost Orb does, or not Frost Orb, Arcane Orb, yeah, it's Frost Orb, does a really great job, especially in the Cathedral, of just clearing out these hallways. It's fucking awesome. I love it. Usually it can almost one-shot everything. Like if I'm doing this on Torment 1, it would just one-shot every single mob. I know a lot of people, like, I know a lot of my friends have quit Diablo, and I did too, but this new patch is like really fun. So if you haven't, if you've quit, you might want to come back, because it's definitely, it's a new game. And Frost Orb here, like, as you can see, I mean, Frost Orb just does work, but it also costs a lot of arcane power, and so for my Frost Orb video, I'm going to have to basically re-itemize my gear. But it's very good, especially just for running by and just, like, tossing out these, like, orbs that are just, like, killing people. For Frost Orb, it does damage when it explodes, and it also does damage when it goes through somebody. So ideally, you want to have it go through somebody and then explode on them at the same time, or right after that, for double damage. But as you can see, here's an Elite Pack, and even on Torment 2, this Elite Pack was just no big deal, especially if I got the double explosion with the Frost Orb there. And so that was just absolutely no big deal. I didn't even know that they were there hardly. It was just nothing. Sleet Storm, like, I'll show you that in a little while. There it is right there. As you can see, it just, like, absolutely destroys things. That's basically what I'll be using whenever I'm only using Archon, you know? And I don't really have this ability. I don't really think that that the Frozen Orb is worth losing Archon for, but I wanted to just show the video just because it is an alternative. In terms of positives and negatives for this build, the positives are definitely that it's amazing at fucking AoE. It just destroys at AoE, especially the way that I have it set up, because you have like infinite arcane power, because I have all the arcane power on like crit and everything, or not crit, but on hit and everything with my talents. And basically, like, you're probably not going to die, and you also can CC things that are attacking you. It's hard for things to get away from you. It's harder. Um, the disadvantages is you really don't have a lot of ranged abilities. You have Blizzard, which is good, but besides Blizzard, you don't really have much else. And that's really why I went to Archon instead of Frozen Orb, is because basically Archon allowed me to have that ranged advantage. I found that mostly whenever I die, it's to a ranged elite pack that for whatever reason has like Jailer or something like that and is able to CC me. And so if I'm able to just pop Archon and just absolutely just like annihilate that elite pack in like 2 seconds, I basically remove that problem from happening. In a few minutes in this video, I'm going to show you guys a few different boss fights that I think will kind of show the strengths of this build more in terms of like single target and multi-target boss fights. But as you guys see here, I mean, Frozen Orb, as I said, I mean, Frozen Orb is really great. I think that it's just not really right for this build. As you can see here, though, it just absolutely clears out that entire hallway, and I almost didn't really have to do anything, which is really what you want to focus on. It's just like the least effort possible to kill as many mobs as you can. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing Skeleton King, Azmodan, and Izual. Skeleton King is like a mix between, I'd say, like, what's it called? Like AoE and single target. Azmodan is obviously just basically straight single target burn, and Izual is mostly an ad fight. And so we're going to go over to Skeleton King now. And before we go there, I'm just going to show you guys the event here and how I handle like very high amounts of ads. As you can see, I blizzarded those corners because I knew that ads were there. And Blizzard does a lot of damage. And at this point, I just go ahead and shoot 2 frozen orbs across there, and it basically just kills them all. This was really no big deal for me. I was surprised I actually didn't get the achievement for killing all 4 of them at the same time. But anyway, Blizzard I don't really show in this video, and I want to make sure that you guys know Blizzard is very, very good for clearing out AoE packs that you don't really want to walk over and kill, especially if you're not using Frozen Orb. If you're using Archon, you just click a Blizzard over somewhere else, man. You just let the Blizzard do work, because it will. Don't even worry about it. Blizzard does like a ridiculous amount of damage, and it pretty much roots them in place, and so you got both of those things going for you there. For the Skeleton King, probably your highest single target damage is going to be putting down Blizzard and then basically channeling the Ray of Frost with Sleet Storm. As you can see, Blizzard just absolutely destroys those mobs. This build is definitely viable for any difficulty. I did it a little bit in Torment 5, and it really wasn't a big deal for me to do there either. It just took a lot longer. And so I'd say, like, as long as you can kill the mobs like fairly quickly, I'd say you're definitely good to go. You'd also have a lot of defenses in this build because you're slowing them, and you also have energy armor. And so here, as you can see, I'm just going to kind of do some Frozen Orbs. Frozen Orbs don't really do that much single target DPS, especially the way that I have it set up. And there's Sleet Storm. I didn't put down Blizzard because I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing. Basically, I'll put that down in a minute there. But basically, as you can see, he's like spawning the ads on me, and I'm using Frozen Orb. I'm kind of just like really trying to show like how Frozen Orb is good, but as you can see, Sleet Storm also does amazing, and it's better in terms of damage per arcane power. As you can see, I'm just Sleet Storming on him there, and he's just getting wrecked. And I mean, I'd say like this is probably one of the better builds that's out there right now. As you can see, I mean, I just channeled that on him, and he's almost dead. It's just like not even a big deal, or it takes him down like, I don't know, probably like 5 or 10 mil in like just a couple seconds, and it's not even a big deal. And I think I have like 800 toughness on here, and as you can see, I still take a pretty big hit here. Yeah, I got a little overconfident there, but basically, I don't really show this enough. I'll show this in the other fights. Is how much damage you can do with Blizzard applied and then channeling Sleet Storm, because that's really where you're going to get a lot of your damage. But as you can see there was never really a point where I was going to die, and it allowed me to control all the ads. Now for Izual here, basically I'm just channeling Blizzard because Blizzard is very cheap to cast, and with the glyph, and I'm just waiting for Izual to come down. And I can just always use the Sleet Storm. As you see, I'm using Sleet Storm now, and my Echoing Fury feared him, so that's pretty cool. As you can see, it's doing a pretty big amount of damage to him right here. There, I've got both down on him. I had to get out of that. But as you can see here, I mean, he did take me down a pretty good amount, but Izual has that debuff that he can put on you that reduces your healing taken, and so that's probably one of the big reasons why it was hard for me to kill him. Usually I can face tank other bosses, so it's not really a big deal. But as I said, this build really excels at killing trash, basically, and that's why I have Archon, because like I wanted to show this build without just like Archoning him down, because like this is just like an Archon gimmick fight, basically. But I mean, besides that, I mean, this guy is just not even a big deal with this build anyway, even without Archon, because I can just Sleet Storm and kill all of the ads instantly whenever I want, and also all of the ads that are coming and killing him, or I'm getting arcane power from them, and so it's just, that was also not even a big deal to kill him. Definitely more of an AoE build, but you can definitely also use this single target with Sleet Storm. With Azmodan, I'll show you that now. Basically, I'm just channeling both of them on. I'm taking them down pretty quickly. Those things I found out will actually kill me in like one hit with this build, if I'm not in Archon form. But I don't even pay attention to the ads because, as I said, I have so much passive AoE. I can focus straight on damaging the target that I need to have dead first, and so the other targets will just die on their own. And then, of course, I can just pop Archon and one-shot them. So that's pretty much all I've got. And so you can go back to the beginning of the video and I'll have all the talents and everything. But that's pretty much all I've got for this video. And so thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.